Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome inside Purple Raider Sitdown here on 91.1 WRMU. We are just moments away from round 2 of the Division III playoffs as the Purple Raiders get set to take on the Colonels from center. But beforehand, we've got an interview with the defensive linemen, Andrew Roesch, Adam Pastor, and Ethan McComb. Fellas, how are you doing today?
Doing great.
Doing good.
Fantastic, guys. And looking to just start this interview off, let's look at the defense. It's totaled 55 sacks through 11 games. This defense has been absolutely phenomenal this season. Starting with you, Adam, what has been your takeaways for the defense this season?
I think as far as the defense goes, we're really strong overall in every aspect, on the D-line and the linebacking core and the safeties, corners. All together, we just play as one whole unit, and we all feed off the energy of each other, and it's really just great to be out there and have fun with the guys.
Ethan, for you.
Yeah, I mean, it really just comes down to preparation. Hard work in practice, hard work in the film room. Everyone's really dedicated this year. We get a great look from the scout guys. But yeah, like Adam said, really well-rounded on all units. And it just meshes together well.
And for you, Andrew?
Playing fast and playing physical. We like to go see our teammates make plays, and we feed off that energy and that enthusiasm. When somebody goes out and makes a play, then we all just want to go out and make a play too.
Now, 7 sacks in last week's opening round against Denison. The defense, I think, has been the main focus. The defensive line obviously had some question marks coming into this season with Mike Vidal, Adam Mahokey, along with Elijah Berry graduating. You guys had to step up into those roles. And, again, just continuing to have success this season, especially in the opening round of the playoffs. And starting with you, Andrew, what was your takeaway and what was working well so far for the defense in the opening round of the playoffs?
Reading our keys. We read our keys really well. We got to the ball well. I mean, having Lou come off the edge and rush for us, that's huge too. And just opening the gaps for everybody to run through is like our main job. And then Ethan had a great game with the sacks and coming up and underneath stuff. It's just getting them where you can.
Adam, for you.
I think definitely the preparation is what got it done for us last week. In practice, in the game, we never really saw anything that we didn't prepare for in practice. So having the whole scheme and play set and everything schemed out properly, we knew exactly what to run in what situation, what we were going to see, and overall just the preparation that we took going in, throughout the week for the game on Saturday was really what got us able to be successful.
And Ethan?
I honestly think it comes down we were the more physical team on Saturday. Denison's a really solid team. I mean, all credit to them. Their goal was to run the ball against us, and we shut that down. That forced them to pass, and that allowed our DBs and our linebackers to make plays. So it really just came down to physicality for us, which is our goal every time we step on the field.
Now, talking about the rush this season, I mean, you've seen some fantastic athletic running backs throughout the entirety of the season, but you guys have shut down the run. And, I mean, it first comes with the defensive line, making sure that you guys are getting penetration, you guys are getting to the ball carrier. And, Ethan, again, starting with you, you guys focus on the run. Seems that it's been going really well. It just seems that any offense that gets thrown your way, you're able to stop it. What has been kind of the motto for the defensive line to make sure that they shut down the defensive line?
Again, it's physicality. Exploding off the ball, reading our keys, preparing hard every week, like it's a national championship every week, no matter who we're playing. And then we read our keys, we do our job, and it opens up plays for our linebacker behind us. We may not get all the stats, but that's not what we're all about. We're about the team here and allowing other players to make plays by doing our job.
Now, Andrew, this season for you, 8 sacks, 36 total tackles, and now being a starter in your junior season, what was your main focus making that jump from your sophomore year now to your junior year?
I just wanted to continue the success that I had last year, playing a little bit behind Elijah and knowing that we were going to come in as a group of juniors and, try to do is good or better than what it was last year, and that was like the most important thing for us, just to maintain and do better and prove ourselves.
Mm-hmm. And Ethan, for you this season, 4 total sacks and 35 tackles. You as well saw time as a sophomore. What was that jump like from that sophomore year to junior?
Like Andrew said, it's just a little bit more responsibility. We had a big shoes to fill.
Mm-hmm.
We had 3 great players that left. But yeah, last year's experience definitely allowed us, or me especially, to kind of get a feel for the game, feel for the pace of the game, and it just came down to preparation in the summer, and then getting ready for to fill the shoes that we had to fill this season.
Adam, for you, you hold down the nose tackle position, a position that really doesn't light up the box score, but you have been a part of a phenomenal defense this year. What has been your technique at that nose tackle position? Obviously, you're not going to be racking up the high tackles, but you're taking up space. What has been the big takeaway at that position?
I think the biggest key to being a nose guard is you can't want the fame. And as far as actually playing the position, you just have to be more physical than the guy across from you, especially the center. Mm-hmm. Because everything on the O-line starts with the center. So if you could out-physical him and you can control that line, especially in the middle there, you control your A-gap and make sure nobody comes through or runs through the other A-gap, then you put your teammates in a perfect position to be successful.
Now, guys, this question's coming from a Mount Union D lineman alumnus, Michael Vidal. We'll first start with Adam. Who is your favorite trench god?
He's not going to like this one, but it's got to be Mahokey.
Oh.
Mahokey, fellow nose guard, and one of my best friends easily. And I learned so much from him, so I got to owe everything to him for how successful we've been this season. I've learned everything up until this point from him.
Ethan.
Yeah, I mean, don't hurt any feelings. I gotta probably say Mahokey too. I mean, he's our coach this season.
Yeah,
and he's been really helpful. I mean, all respect to Vidal and Elijah. They obviously taught us a lot of great stuff. Both amazing players. I don't really like to pick favorites. But yeah, Mahokey's been our coach this year and has been there for us. So,
Andrew, for you,
you know what? All 3 of them. They're all
okay.
They're all the original trench gods, and But Tom Lally even before them, so they're not even the real trench gods. They're kind of second tier, and we're third tier here.
Well, guys, the defense so far has allowed only 12 touchdowns throughout the season while scoring 12 themselves. I guess, Ethan, starting with you, how impressive is that stat to know that this defense can outscore the opponent's offense?
Yeah, I mean, that's a big help for us because if the other team doesn't score, they don't win. So we be able to shut other teams down and be able to score in defense just takes a little pressure off our offense, allows them to kind of relax and get into their groove, which is really important for them. But yeah, I mean, halfway through the season, we saw that we were close to breaking the single-season record. And, yeah, great team effort. We were able to do that. So that's a pretty big accomplishment for our team.
Andrew.
I think that's the most unbelievable stat that a defense could have, because that's big plays, that's momentum. Like, that's momentum for our offense, our special teams, and all those points. It's really incredible.
You have a touchdown as well, defensive end coming up with a pick 6. Yeah. I mean, normally that doesn't happen for a defensive lineman. No. So you had the ability to do that. And Adam, for you, how impressive is this stat?
I think it's absolutely insane, and I think it really says something about our defense because on Saturday, Lou got that pick 6, and that put us at 12. And somebody immediately said something about, we get 13, then we're actually outscoring the opponent's offense. And I think that shows you the whole mindset of our defense, that we want to create plays and score touchdowns and put our team in the best position to win football games.
So, Andrew, this week, the All-OAC team came out. Your name, first team All-OAC. Talk about that honor. What does that mean to you?
It means a ton. I mean, it's all because of my coaches and my teammates and everybody around me that supported me and told me that this goal was achievable. Especially VK at the beginning of the season, he wanted all 3 of us, and he expects us to play at an all conference level along with the entire defense. So, everybody strives for that, and to be able to achieve it, it's just great. And, I owe it to all my coaches and my teammates and the scout team guys for pushing me every week.
Guys, a question I like to always ask for the new guys that get onto the show is where you guys came from, how did you end up here at the University of Mount Union. Adam, we'll start with you coming from Walsh Jesuit. How'd you find your way to work your way to Mount Union?
I've always grown up knowing about Mount Union because I live so close to here, about 45 minutes. And my sister actually graduated from here last year, and my cousin played golf here. She graduated last year too. So it's not necessarily a family thing, but it was a pretty easy decision because I saw how much they liked it. And when I was coming down and narrow down my top schools, Mount Union was up there. And in the end, I decided that I definitely wanted to come here.
Ethan, for you, not an Ohio kid, Maryland kid, how'd you make your way over here?
Yeah, it was actually an interesting journey because I was actually committed to play at Cornell up until late into my senior season, and that ended up not working out. So my dad actually was just doing some research and saw Mount Union, saw how great a program it was. I contacted the coaches. They had me come up for a visit and just fell in love with the place, fell in love with the culture they have up here. And it's that nice equilibrium where it's not too far from home, but it's far enough to be away. So it just worked out perfectly. I mean, I wouldn't trade it for the world.
Andrew, for you, come from Avon. They're doing really well in the playoffs this year in the OHSAA. How'd you make your way over to here, Mount Union?
My head coach was Mike Elder, graduated here. He was the last class to not win a national championship. So he kind of he says that he paves the way for all the success that we've been having, and that is true. But I've had about 5 coaches in high school coach here or play here, and we came here sophomore year, junior year, and senior year for football camp in high school. So I already knew the place, and I loved it here, and I wanted to play football after high school, and why not be the best? So
for sure,
that's why I came here.
And guys, let's take a look at who you're going to play today here in the second round of the Division III playoffs. You'll take on the Center Colonels. They came away with a huge victory over W&J this past weekend. Adam, let's start with you on this one. What will be the keys to victory here in the second round?
I think the keys to victory, the first one is easily adjusting to the type of offense that they run and reading our keys and just exploding off the ball and reacting to what we need to do. That's definitely the biggest key.
Andrew, for you?
Watching our keys, playing off our keys, playing as a team in the defense, all aspects of the game, owning the game, playing fast and physical, and coming out with a win.
Ethan, your keys to victory?
I would have to say shutting down the run, getting them off schedule, and then forcing them to make big plays. And I think that our defense thrives when we get teams uncomfortable and having to make big plays. I think we can capitalize on that.
Now, guys, the defensive line position, I think this is an area where, fans don't know how much film work goes into it for defensive line. Just reading off of the offensive line, the line that you're going to take. Marietta had a really good offensive line. You guys were able to get the job done. Ethan, starting with you, how much film preparation does it take before you go into a game?
I mean, when we find out who we're going to play, especially in playoffs, we find out Sunday, we'll get that film. I usually watch a little that night, trying to get a feel for them, and then after Monday practice, we have an actual scouting report. And then throughout the week, it's just watching, trying to pick up little tendencies, little keys, anything that can, give us an edge. So yeah, it's just dedication and hard work.
Andrew, for you, how much film does it take before you go into a game?
You can never watch enough film. That's the main thing. But we look at the tackles, the guards, the centers, what their movements are like. We pick up the keys on the quarterbacks, the running backs, what their tendencies are, if they have any little quirks that'll give their play away. So we really capitalize on that, and our coaches do a great job exploiting us.
And Adam, for you?
I think Andrew said it perfectly. You could really never watch enough film before a Saturday. And if you could pick up in as many tendencies as you possibly can, whether it be how a guy sits in his stance and what that means, whether it's run or pass, or where he might punch you in pass set, run pro, as many tendencies you could pick up on, and as much film that you could watch, that would help.
Now, guys, looking at all three of you, great beards, great set of beards. There's guys on the team that do, rock a nice beard. In your opinion, Adam, I'm going to have to start with you because you got a great beard yourself. Who has the best beard? Are you going to name that to yourself?
I don't know. That's a tough one. I think I do have a nice beard, but in the end, there's one guy on the team that really has a nice one. I'm going to say Tavis Sticka. He's got a real nice beard.
There's a really good picture between both of you before a game.
Yeah.
Doing the Fitzpatrick, rubbing the beards together. I like that.
It'll be on Instagram eventually. Saving it for the right moment.
Alrighty, Ethan, for you.
Yeah, I mean, it's a running joke in the locker room. We do beard of the week, and we purposely never give it to him because he has an amazing beard, and we just like messing with him. But yeah, I mean, Tavis, that guy got a beard on him.
And for you, how about you, Andrew?
Obviously Tavis, great beard, but Adam Snyder's kind of slept on. He doesn't have a beard per se, but when he gets the handlebar mustache,
The handlebar, yeah.
it looks fantastic.
Alrighty, guys, another question for you. Who is the funniest defensive lineman? Do you guys have anybody in mind? If not, anybody on the defense that would win that award?
For the D-line, I'd say Sam Jones.
That's the first person I thought about.
Yeah,
too.
he's
Just
always cracking jokes.
And how he carries himself and the little comments he makes. He's a funny guy.
Just a funny guy all around, honestly.
Final question for you guys. As defensive linemen, game day routines. Adam, let's start with you. Any routines you're going to have to go through before you get into a game?
Honestly, every Friday night I watch Moana.
Really?
Yeah, I've done it ever since last year, and it worked out. And that's the one thing that I have to do.
Okay.
Every week.
I like it. Alrighty, how about you, Ethan?
Main thing is I go to Walgreens, get 2 Pedialytes. I drink one the night before. I try to watch a comedy before I go to sleep, and then I drink one in the morning, and then just come back and try to relax, play some Red Dead 2 or something like that.
There you go.
Just some games, get my mind right.
Alrighty, for you, Andrew.
For the past couple weeks, I've been trying to get Adam to pick me up and take me to the game because I like getting there early.
Yeah.
Okay.
I listen to the same 5 songs on repeat for the entire pregame. So
Copperhead Road.
that's kind of my thing.
Well, that's good. Alrighty, guys. The defensive line, they're going to get ready to get set for the round 2 of the NCAA Division III playoffs. Thank you to Andrew Roesch, Adam Passer, and Ethan McComb for coming on Purple Raider Sitdown. We're going to take a short break. When we come back, we will have game day action from Mount Union Stadium. Keep it locked in on 91.1 WRMU.